Welcome. So now we are going to solve another type of problem. We saw constant growth model. Now we are going to solve the problem using two-stage growth model. Okay. So let's solve the problem. According to the Financial Express report, October 1998, the rate of return of Nagarjuna fertilizer stock for past 5 years is 18.58%. Okay, the rate of return. This is assumed to continue for the next 5 years, and after that rate of return is assumed to have a growth rate of 10% indefinitely, so another continuously. So the dividend paid for the year 1997 and 1998 is 18%. The required rate of return is 20%. The price is rupees 14 on 14/10/98. Estimate the stock price according to the two-stage model. So let's solve this using the two-stage model. Solution. Okay, so P naught is equal to N summation T is equal to 1 dividend 1 plus G, that is the growth rate. Okay, T time divided by 1 plus RS T plus dividend N plus 1 divided by RS minus GN. Okay, plus 1 divided by 1 plus RS to N. So this is the two-stage growth model which we are going to use. So here D represent the dividend of the previous period, D naught. G is the above normal growth rate, GS. Okay, and GN is a normal growth rate. R is a required rate of return. N is a period of above normal growth, that is capital N. So let's solve it step by step. So first we have to go through step 1. Okay, so let's solve it. So the given we will take, that is D naught, that is given in the problem, that is 1 point. So that is 18. The dividend paid for the year 1997-98 is 18%. So we'll consider that is rupees 1.80, 18%. Okay, and the GS is 18.58%. That is nothing but 0.185. Okay, and GN is 10%, or we can say 0.10. Okay, here RS is 20%, or 0.2. So N, that is 5 years. So let's solve step by step. So step 1, first one, that is N summation T is equal to 1. Okay, so D naught 1 plus GS T divided by 1 plus RS T. So if you put the values, so we get 1.8, that is the dividend, 1.1858 to 1, and 1 point plus 0.2 raised to 1 plus 1.8, 1.858 raised to 2 divided by 1 plus 0.2 raised to 2 plus 1.8, 1.858 raised to 2. So 1.02 raised to 2 plus 1.8, 1.858 raised to 2 sorry, it's raised to 3. Here it should be raised to 3. Sorry, I have written as a 2, 3, and 3. And here it should be 4 and 1.02 raised to 4. And last plus 1.8, 1.1858 for fifth year raised to 5 divided by 1 plus 0.2 raised to 5. So after simplification and all, so I'm writing the direct values here. So for first one we get 1.779 plus 1.758 plus 1.737 plus 1.716 plus 1.696. So total if you do, so we get 8.686. So this is the first step. Now we have to go for the second step. Okay. So step 2. Okay, that is dn plus 1 divided by rs minus gn. Okay, so if you see n plus 1, so dn plus 1 is the fifth year's dividend growing at 10% rate. Okay, that is given in the problem. So if we write it, d n, sorry, d n plus 1 is the fifth year dividend growing at 10% rate. Okay, so d n plus 1 is equal to rupees. If we see the problem, so that is so if we see the last one, so we have to take it for fifth year. Okay, dn plus 1. So if we simplified this one, okay, 1.8 bracket 1.81858 is to 5. So we get the value that is 4.2201, and into the growth that is 1.10. So we get rupees 4.642. Now putting into the formula, so 4.642, okay, divided by RS, that is 0.2, that is 20%, so 0.2, and minus the growth is 0.1. So we get 46.42. Now let's move to the step 3. That is step 3. So is equal to d n plus 1 divided by rs minus gn into 1 divided by 1 plus rs raised to n. So that is nothing but 5. So we have already calculated this. That is 46.42. Okay. This part we have already calculated, 46.42, and
here's what I found on the web.
Into 1 divided by 1 plus r. So here if you see the rs is 0.2 is to 5. So 46.42 divided by 2.488, so is equal to rupees 18.6575. Okay, now putting into the total formula that we have written at the starting. Okay, if we write it, so here it was multiplication, I have written it as a plus. Okay, so after adding in that whole formula, so we get the first value was 8.686 plus 18.6575. So is equal to rupees 27.34. So the computed value is 27.34, which is higher than the market price, that is rupees 40. So this is how to use the uh, growth model, and this is called two-stage growth model. So let's say we saw two-stage model. Now we are going to calculate it for three phases. So let's solve it. For the first 4 years, XYZ firm is assumed to grow at rate of 10%. So 4 years there is no problem. So after 4 years, the growth rate of dividend is assumed to decline linearly to 6%. So it means after 4 years, the dividend is assumed to be declined linearly to 6%. So after 7 years, so again here, after 7 years, the firm is assumed to grow at a rate of 6% infinitely. So the next year dividend is rupees 2 and the required rate of return is 14%. So find out the value of the stock. So let's solve this. So again we had, it's like an eating vegetables. So solution. Formula to calculate the three-phase model is P naught is equal to A summation T is equal to 1 D naught 1 plus G A T, okay, divided by 1 plus R raised to T plus B summation T is equal to A1 plus 1. So dt minus 1. Okay, just I'll write it once again. D T minus 1, okay, bracket plus GP divided by 1 plus R raised to T. Continue dB, okay, dB 1 plus Gn divided by R minus Gn 1 plus RB. So we have to solve it stepwise. So let's take the given. So D naught is 2, okay. R here is 0.14 and G is 0.1 and D B is a declining rate. So earlier it was 10%, so it declined to 6%, linearly to 6%. So linearly to 6% means, so it will be like that is, then it will be 0.09, okay, then it will become 0.08, that is nothing but 8%, 9%, then 7%, that is 0.07, and 0.06. Okay, so next the Gn 0.06 and B, that is 7. So let's solve the first step, that is first formula. Okay, the step 1, okay, so is equal to A summation T is equal to 1 D naught plus G A T divided by 1 plus r raised to t. So is equal to, we know the dividend, that is 2 divided by 1.14 plus 2 here, it is no, there is no this one. So 1.1, that is the growth, 10%. So 1.14 square plus 2 into 1.1 square, because growth 1.143 plus 2 into 1.13 and 1.14 is to 4. Okay, now if we simplify this, so we get the value for first one is 1.754 plus for here we get 1.693 and here we get 1.633 plus 1.576. So adding this all, we get rupees 6.656. So this is the first step. Now we'll move to the second step. So second step, step 2, so is equal to B summation T is equal to A plus 1. So T minus 1, 1 plus GB, okay, and divided by 1 plus R raised to T. So is equal to, putting in the formula, 2 is the dividend and 1.1 is the growth rate. This remains same. Okay, and here 1.09, that is linearly declining after that. So divided by 1.14 raised to 5. Okay, why 5? So after 4 years it is started declining for next 3 years. So plus 2 into 1.13 and here it is 1.09 and 1.08 divided by 1.14 is to 6 plus 2 into 1.1 raised to 3 and 1.09 into 1.08 into 1.07 because continuously declining 3 years. So that is 1.07 and 1.14 is to 7. Okay. So it was given in the problem till, so after 4 years, for 3 years it will go down. So for 7 years, so is equal to, after simplification, so we get rupees 4.2746. Okay, so this is, we continued it for after 4th year and it was started declining for 3 years till 6%. So 1.09, 1.08 and 1.07. Okay, so next let's move to the step 3. So step 3 is equal to, so formula is dB 1 plus Gn divided by R minus Gn bracket 1 plus R raised to B. So is equal to, so the 2 still 7 year. So we know that what was the thing. So we did it till 7 years and 2 is the dividend, we know, and 1.1 raised to 3. So here what happened, 0.9. Okay, after that it was till 1.6 to 1.08, 1.07 and 1.06. So in after 7 years, the firm is assumed to grow at rate of 6% in infinitely. Okay, that is infinitely. So divided by the R is 0.14, that is 14%, minus GM, that is 0.06, 6% infinitely, and 1 plus R raised to B. So 1 plus R, that is 0.14. Okay, So raised to B. So B is for, so it is for 7 years. So is equal to, okay, so 2.2 raised to 1.13, 1.09, 1.08, 1.07, 1.06, so divided by 0.14 minus 0.06, that is 0.08, okay, into 2.5023. So if you multiply the above one, we get 3.554 and divided by that is 0.0008 into 2.5023. So we get 0.2001. So is equal to, after this, so we get rupees 17.7611. Now continue, we go to the step 4. So step 4 is equal to, so let's add this all in the equation. The first equation we got rupees 6.656 plus 4.2746, second equation, and third equation we got is 17.761. So is equal to, that is rupees 28.69. So this is three-phase model. The present value of the stock is rupees 28.69.